A simple farmer lived at the edge of the valley where mountains breed smoke and old fears. Each morning he woke before light and walked the field with calm steps and open eyes. He knew the soil, knew the wind, and listened to birds as if they were teachers. His life was quiet yet full, and his hands carried strength shaped by patience. Beyond the hills, legend whispered of a dragon warrior who burned armies to ash. Villagers spoke her name with fear and bowed to the sky when shadows passed. Steel failed against her scales, and magic shattered against her will. She was said to hunger only for battle and never for mercy. One evening, as the sun bled gold across the fields, a farmer felt a tremor. The earth shivered like a hell breath, and animals froze in silence. A shadow crossed the land vast and alive, and the air grew hot. The farmer looked up and saw wings wider than his field moving slowly downward. Firelight traced the clouds, and a great form descended near his barn. The dragon warrior landed with a force that bent grass and cracked stone. Her armor gleamed dark red like cooled lava, and her eyes burned with ancient fire. She stood tall and terrible with a blade forged from a fallen star. The farmer did not run and did not hide. He felt fear yet let it pass like wind through wheat. He stepped forward with empty hands and a steady breath. The dragon warrior watched him with surprise and suspicion. She expected screams or arrows or prayers for mercy. Instead, she saw a man with dirt on his boots and kindness in his eyes. The farmer spoke with a simple voice shaped by honesty. "You look weary, traveler," he said. "I have bread and stew if you wish to eat." The dragon warrior laughed a sound like stone breaking. "Do you know who I am?" she asked. "I know you are hungry," he replied. The wind carried the smell of food from the farmhouse door. Warm bread fresh from the oven and herbs from the field. The dragon warrior hesitated for the first time in centuries. No enemy had ever offered her food without fear. Her hunger was real and deeper than flame. She followed the farmer into the small home built of wood and care. The table was simple and strong, made by the farmer himself. He placed a bowl before her without shaking. Steam rose and filled the room with comfort. The dragon warrior removed her helm and revealed a face scarred by war. Her eyes softened as she tasted the food. Flavor awakened memories long buried beneath armor and blood. She ate slowly, then more quickly, until the bowl was empty. Silence settled, not as threat but as peace. "Why do you not fear me?" she asked. The farmer cleaned his hands and met her gaze. "Because fear has never fed anyone," he said. "Because kindness is stronger than fire." The dragon warrior felt something shift within her chest. A weight she carried since her first battle loosened. She spoke of endless wars commanded by kings who saw her as a weapon. She spoke of burning cities and victory without joy. The farmer listened without judgment or awe. He poured water and broke bread and offered rest. Night fell and the dragon warrior slept under a roof for the first time. Dreams came without screams and without flames. Morning light touched the fields and birds sang freely. The dragon warrior woke and felt the world differently. She stepped outside and saw the farmer working the soil. He greeted her as if she were any other guest. She watched his movements and saw strength without violence. She asked to help, and he handed her tools without hesitation. Together they worked, and the land accepted her presence. News spread slowly as rumors carried by wind. The dragon warrior no longer burned villages. She guarded roads and protected harvests. She learned the rhythm of seasons and the value of growth. Kings sent messengers demanding her return to war. She refused and stood beside the farmer. When armies marched toward the valley, she rose into the sky, not in rage but in warning. The sight of her defending the land halted blades and broke old commands. Peace followed not from fear but from choice. The valley thrived and trade replaced tribute. The farmer remained simple and true. The dragon warrior remained powerful and free. Their bond reshaped legends and taught the world a quiet truth. That a single meal offered without fear can change the course of fate. That strength guided by compassion endures beyond fire. And that even a warrior born of flame can learn to protect life. The fields grew wide and green under open skies. Children laughed where ashes once fell. Stories were told not of terror but of transformation, of a farmer who shared his table, and a dragon warrior who chose peace. The end of war did not come with thunder. It came with bread warmth and a human heart. Seasons turned, and the valley learned a new name spoken with hope instead of dread. The dragon warrior stayed not as ruler, but as guardian, watching horizons with calm eyes. She trained herself to restrain flame and temper strength with care. The farmer taught her how seeds sleep before they rise. He showed her how rain matters more than fire. She listened as she once listened to battle drums. At night they spoke beside lantern light of worlds beyond the mountains. She told him of skies split by war and stars seen only from great heights. He told her of soil memories and how land remembers kindness. Travelers came seeking safety and guidance. They found fields guarded by wings and hands working together. Some feared her still, but fears softened with time. Children approached first, brave and curious. She knelt so a shadow would not cover them. She let them touch her scales, warm but gentle. Laughter replaced screams and stories changed shape. Old enemies tested the peace with steel and ambition. They came expecting fire and met resolve instead. The dragon warrior rose only once more in battle, not to destroy but to disarm and scatter. Her power restrained became a lesson written in the sky. That mercy can be stronger than wrath. Kings began to change, seeing their armies useless without fear to command. Borders blurred as trade roads opened. The farmer never sought praise and never left his land. Yet his name traveled farther than any banner. He remained who he was, steady, kind, unyielding in compassion. The dragon warrior built a home near the fields, not a fortress. Stone and wood shaped by patience. She learned to cook and learned to wait. She learned that stillness can be a victory. One winter was harsh and storms tested wings and walls. Together they endured, sharing warmth and resolve. Spring came brighter than any before. Fields bloomed as if grateful. The dragon warrior stood at the hill and looked across the valley. She knew her path had changed forever, not by prophecy or blade, but by a bowl of food offered without fear. Legends later would grow larger than truth, yet the heart of the story stayed simple. A choice made by two souls meeting without armor between them, and the world turned gently because of it.